Wesley Snipes.
Jesse G, Jesse.
Honored to be in your presence. Cyclops.
Yeah, Cyclops. What it is, man?
You know.
What's going on, son? It's nice to see you, man.
You've played a lot of roles throughout the years. This movie specifically, after watching it, has a very powerful message. For you, how did you get involved with the problem, and what was so important about this movie that you
Spike called me up to say, hey, man, we're doing something in the hopes of inspiring some change in people's behavior and the mindsets across the country about black lives and youth, killing youth. Interesting subject, very important. I have sons, it's a concern of mine, and I'd like to be a contributor, so I'll jump on board. And he said, yeah, we want you to play this character called Cyclops. He's a gang leader. Now, first I was like, wait a minute, I don't like playing gang leaders. I did that already. But I haven't played a gang leader in a long time. And I'm doing this Mr. Johnson character, so it might be fun to just to go back and like be totally street.
Right.
Totally street. The street guy I always wanted to be, that I could never be.
And with that puncture, he has a very specific, character to him.
Yes.
Where did you kind of draw inspiration from as far as being able to balance the comedy in it, but also the seriousness of it? I mean, we're talking about heavy issues here.
I think I try to mimic or at least resonate with the cats that are really in the street and in that world. And most people don't realize they have hearts and they have a sense of consciousness. Sometimes in the jungle and in jungle warfare, you act like a warrior, or when you're you act like an animal when you're in a cage. But in the case of a human, they still have feelings, and they still can be redeemed and transformed. And I thought that this was a good character to show how one could become transformed and redeem themselves. And it's okay and it's cool to change, too. You can still be cool and care about things. You can care about people.
With a lot of
Be
film...
cool and caring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cyclops is cool and caring.
Cool and caring.
With the film industry, we've kind of seen a shift and a change, and a lot of movies and films have kind of been created, I personally, within the past few years, that really have kind of lost the sense of a meaning. And it's just kind of, to get the action or to get the big budget in. This movie specifically is targeting something that is in the news on a daily basis that hasn't been really brought to light. Why is that so important for this generation to see this film?
Unfortunately, I think this generation has been in some ways pampered a little bit, and maybe even they feel a sense of entitlement. And even worse, it's kind of a double-edged sword. They've become so narcissistic, self-indulged, or maybe is even a better word, with the mobile devices and the texting and, the lack of social interaction and the lack of time to understand self or measure self not in the mirror or of the reflection of your likes and your favorites and how many Twitter fans you have. Mm-hmm. There is a reality out there, and it just happens to be that this is a tough reality going on in the country they live in. Now, you take something like Idris's film Beast of No Country, the Netflix piece.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where these young boys are in a real warfare in a real jungle. It helps to put this in perspective for all of the people who are only concerned with their Twitter followers and their Facebook page and what piece of food that they're going to take a picture of and send it, put it up on their Instagram.
What was one of the messages from the film that you were just kind of looked at Spike like, wow, like you're a genius? Because, there were so many from me, from the Twitter followers, Twitter
I think the idea
posters.
Of being able to take a ancient piece like this and see the similarities, measure the similarities, and then being able to transplant that into a modern setting. I thought that was pretty creative, extremely creative.